All right, guys, what is up? Joseph Scalise, ArsenalPlayers.com, and this is the new standard. And as we are moving into the Witchwood meta, we've got things are kind of shaking down. We've got some new decks, and there's a lot of decks that are still on the fringe, decks that are worth experimenting with. And this week on the new standard, we are doing a little Odd Control Warrior, one of my favorite decks of the new set. Maybe not my favorite still. Probably being Hadronox Druid, but this is a cool deck and one that I will probably be climbing with next season. Now, basically, the idea behind this deck is very simple. You are playing a old-fashioned, old-school, punch you in the face control warrior deck. I'm going to gain 1,000,000 armor, and I'm going to gain 1,000,000 more armor, and I'm going to laugh at you while I do it, and you'll never be able to kill me. I'm going to AoE, I'm going to clear the board, and it's just a lot of goodness packed into a deck. So, of course, we're doing odd, which means we're running Baku the Moon Eater. 9 mana, 7/8. If the deck only has odd cost cards, upgrade your hero power, and in this case, that means our hero power is gaining us 4 armor a turn, which is absolutely unreal. That is straight up crazy good. Being able to gain that 4 armor a turn, very, very powerful for this deck. So we're only looking at odd cards. We've got 1s, we've got 3s, we've got 5s, we've got 7s, we've got 9s. So the 1s, we've got double shield slam. Pretty standard. We're going to be gaining a lot of armor. There's a lot of ways to gain armor. This is a very, very good removal spell, especially without having access to execute. And we got double whirlwind. Deal 1 damage to all minions. Just very, very nice at triggering King Mosh, which we'll talk about in a second. Also really good at taking out paladins, aggro decks. There's a lot of uses you can use for this card, which is really nice. The other 1-drop is Town Crier. 1 mana, 1/2, draw a rush minion from your deck. So this deck runs what is now known as the rush package. You've got double Town Crier, and this is a fine 1-drop. A 1 mana, 1/2 that draws a card, insanely powerful, right? So we've got the Town Criers, and you're going to be getting Rabid Worgens, 3 mana, 3/3 rush. This card is very good. It's a removal spell. It trades up with 3 drops. It trades into 2 and 1 drops. There's a lot you can do with this card, and you're also going to be getting Darius Crowley. Now, one of the things you'll notice about this deck, and one of the things that's so cool, is there's a lot of minions in this deck. Many more minions than most Control Warrior decks run, and that's one of the advantages that I really like about this deck. And a big part of the minions are the Criers, the Worgens, and Crowley, which all serve as those key removal spells. Now, moving into the 3s, we've got 1 Gluttonous Ooze and 1 Mind Control tech. You'll notice also there's a lot of 1-ofs in this deck, a lot of silver bullets that are used to take on the meta. I talk about these in the write-up, but you can mix and match these to kind of fit whatever you're seeing. So we've got 1 Gluttonous Ooze, which is, there's a lot of weapons. We're also running 1 copy of Harrison Jones. Being able to take out Skull of the Minari is really good. Being able to take out Vine Cleavers and Unidentified Mauls and Eagle Horn Bows and whatever you see, very, very nice. But we got the 1 of Gluttonous Ooze. The 1 Mind Control tech, which is just another handy card. It combats aggro really well. It's especially powerful against Spiteful decks, as we'll see in the games, which I think is the main reason this card is in the deck. Double Ironbeak Owl, Silence, very powerful right now in the current meta. There's Death Rattle effects and other annoying things, Divine Shield buffs, that can make life difficult for a control deck. Having Double Owl helps you shut all of that nonsense down. Also really good against Warlock as well. Double Reckless Fury. 3 mana, spend all of your armor, deal that much damage to all minions. So AoE, really big in this deck. You're going to be gaining armor left and right, so Reckless Fury really doesn't have a drawback, right? The normal drawback is I'm going to spend all my armor, and then I'm going to be vulnerable and get killed. You play Reckless Fury, you immediately gain 4 armor back, and then the next turn you gain 4 more armor, and you forgot that you lost your armor in the first place. It's hard AoE, even with your hero power. This card is a 3 mana Flame Strike. If that sounds insane, it's because it is. Double Shield Block, pretty standard. Double Stonehill Defender, just another good control tool. Gives you more threats against other control decks, helps you combat aggro, a lot of versatility there. 1 copy of Big Game Hunter. This is mainly for Mountain Giants, but it's also very good against Spiteful decks, and because you don't have Execute, more removal is always better than less removal. We have Double Brawl. Of course, you can't run a control deck without Double Brawl. And a couple more 1-ofs here. We've got 1 Direhorn Hatchling. This is another one of those cards that's a split card, right? So it's 3/6 taunt. The Death Rattle, you shuffle a 6/9 Direhorn with taunt into your deck. So you've got the initial investment, which is anti-aggro, and then it protects your face, and then you have the 6/9 on the back end that helps you go into fatigue against other slow decks, which is really handy. Also running Elise the Trailblazer, 5 mana, 5/5, shuffle the Sealed Ungoro pack into your deck. This is a control tech card, which does come in handy and can be really nice. And then we have Faceless Manipulator as a one of. This card copies a lot of different things. You're mainly going to be using this to copy things like Void Lord and Cubes and Doom Guards, but you can also copy some big bodies just to put pressure on your opponent. One of the best things you can do with this against a Spiteful deck, for instance, is they get a Deathwing off of a Spiteful Summoner. You play Faceless Manipulator, you copy the Deathwing, and then you Shield Slam their Deathwing, and you are off to the races. Plays like that are really nice and just a lot of versatility. Harrison, as we talked about. And then finally, we've got Baron Geddon, which more AoE, more ways to wipe the board, really, really good against aggro decks and permanently beats Paladins, which is very nice. We got Gorehowl, another card that we haven't seen in a long time. 7 mana, 7/1, attacking a minion costs attack instead of durability. So this is just a repeatable removal spell. Because you can gain so much armor, you don't really care about taking the damage. This is like 7 removal spells in one, and a fantastic option for this deck to have. And then finally, we have King Mosh. Now, King Mosh, 9 mana, 9/7, destroy all damage minions. There's a lot of uses for this card. On 10 mana, you can go Whirlwind into King Mosh for a hard board clear, which is usually the way this card will be used. But you can also play the King in just a lot of situations where you trade up into bigger minions when your opponent just has a lot of damage minions on the board. It's a great tempo play. It's a big body. It's more removal for this deck. It is not necessary. I would say King Mosh is one of the lesser necessary tech cards in this list, but still very, very good. So this is the deck. It is a very interesting control build. It is not like any control build I've ever seen, and that makes it extremely cool and extremely fun to play. We're going to go ahead and do some mulligans, and then we'll play some Hearthstone. So I will see you guys for that. All right, guys. So mulliganing with this deck, it's a Control Warrior deck. You're going to be mulliganing like a Control Warrior, which means you just want to look for this stuff up here. We're not really getting into the bigger stuff or the slower cards. There are a few exceptions, but basically, Shield Slam is a must keep against, I want to say, every single deck. I think the only deck, because you can always get that 4 armor, you can always use a Shield Slam. The only deck you wouldn't keep this against, I guess, is Cube-Block, but even then, they do play Giants, so that's up to you, but I think this is a must keep. Town Crier is a must keep. Whirlwind is a card you want to keep against Paladin. You pretty much can mulligan it against everything else, but against Paladin, this is a card you absolutely want to have. Gluttonous Ooze is also a must keep. My Ooze rule applies here, which is against decks that don't have weapons. You want to play this early. Against decks that have weapons, you're going to want this card. Ironbeak Owl is a card that I will always keep against Warlock. That is really the only matchup where you want to keep this early. There's not too many other classes. You could also keep it against Druid, because if it's Spiteful Druid, you can use this card to shut down a turn 3 Greedy Sprite, which does come in handy. Mind Control Tech, you should always keep against aggro. Wouldn't really keep it against anything else. Rabid Organ, same thing, good keep against aggro. Reckless Fury is also a very good card to have against aggro. So all 3 of these cards are very strong against aggro decks. Shield Block, if you're playing against a slow deck or if you have a good opening against an aggressive deck, this is a good card to keep. Stonehill Defender for me is also a must keep. There is not really a matchup where I don't want to have this card. Big Game Hunter, Spiteful decks, and Warlock. It can be kept in both of those scenarios. However, against Spiteful decks, you really want to have a good opening to play this. Against Warlock, you can get away with keeping this. It depends how often you're seeing Mountain Giants against the decks that you're playing. And then finally, the last cards to talk about here, you've got Brawl. If you have a very good opening against an aggressive or mid-range deck, this is a good card to keep. And another card to think about keeping is Elise can be kept if you have a really good opening against a slower control deck. And that's pretty much the mulligans. You're not going anything crazy here. You're not looking for anything out of the ordinary. Some people might also be tempted to keep Harrison Jones. Like against Warlock, you can keep Harrison if you don't have an Ooze, just because Skull of the Minari is one of the most annoying cards to deal with. So something like Harrison can be kept in that scenario as well. But really, nothing too out there. Even like Faceless and Direhorn, these aren't cards you typically want to keep. Harrison and Elise and Brawl, BGH, those are the reasons you dip into 5. And all of the 1s and 3s are going to be kept regardless of the matchup. So that's the Mulligan Guide, that's the deck. Let's go play some ladder. Alright guys, I hope you like the sound of my voice because we are in it for the long haul. Playing some Odd Warrior today, and Control Warrior means the games are going to go long, which I have no problem with.
Versus Gul'dan.
I don't know how the sound is. I've been messing around with the sound a lot. We're going to keep that owl, by the way. This owl is being kept, as is this Big Game Hunter, as is this Elise. I like this entire opening hand. The owl is one of the cards that, like, I guess you can make an argument for not keeping, but on turn 5, it's going to be so important. And even if they get out something good, Stonehill also very strong. I like this entire hand. I really like the Odd Warrior. I think so far in my testing of the deck, the only thing that I really miss is Execute. Losing Execute really, really sucks. To the point where, like, it just makes me, there's so many games where I'm, like, physically upset because I don't have, well, we got a second owl, okay. There's so many games where I've just been so mad that I don't have an Execute. So playing against Warlock, always tricky, right? Always going to be a tough time. If we, oh, Baku, thanks for showing up. Good to have you here. So as we know, like, the hardest part of playing this matchup is figuring out how to get through Blood Reaver Gul'dan, right? Because once we kill, one of the things I love about this hero power is once you kill Blood Reaver Gul'dan, or his board rather, there's nothing that your opponent can do to kill you anymore, because Blood Reaver can't get through 4 armor a turn, which is awesome. So we're going to Stonehill here, obviously matches up good well against the 2-1. We want the Direhorn Hatchling, because that's going to help us in fatigue. Stonehill Defender is one of those cards that I just really, I don't think anyone saw how good this card was going to be down the line. And it's, I mean, one of the best cards. Ooh, a little coin action for that one. We could armor up and shield slam, I suppose. Oh, nice draw there too. If we armor up and shield slam, we got to save the coin. The problem is like, I guess he could have another giant at some point. But if we coin out the Big Game Hunter now, we can also play Elise next turn, or like we can silence with the owl or something. I like playing the BGH while we can. I've got the beast in my sights. I've got the beast in my sights. That was a terrible Dwarven accent. Ignore that. We'll fix that in post. The end is the end coming? This is actually a really interesting question. Do I want the end to come? We can't actually kill that. We're not going to use a shield slam on it. That would be suicide. But we could use a owl on it. A little hoot hoot action. I think we can burn one of our owls here. We're being kind of aggressive here. Our opponent's at 16 life. He's actually at 24 life, but not the point. The point is that if we can figure out, because we get to run Brawl and Reckless Fury, which is really, really nice. Okay, so he's really trying to push an open board. The question here is like, I think we just shield slam. Like, I don't really want to use the silence, but maybe the silences aren't even that good anymore. No, the silences will always be good because he's going to have Void Lords at some point, right? So we burn a shield slam on that, go face twice. Yeah, that seems really good. We can also do this. Okay, Rabid Worgen. Oh my god, I should have Rabid. What am I doing? What a misplay. Oh my god, I should have Rabid Worgen. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. I literally read it. I said, oh, Rabid Worgen, and then I shield slammed the Doomsayer. Yep, and now we're going to get punished. That was so stupid. Alright, Elise. Go Gadget, Elise.
This jungle hides many secrets.
I actually can't believe I did that. We could have played Elise on the shield slam. Instead of doing... God, I cannot believe I did that. Maybe he won't have removal for Elise. Ha 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 ha. I mean, we're going to win the fatigue game. I suppose that's something. But Uh, oh, wow, that's an interesting one. We have owls. So, like, not that worried about it. Which one do I want to silence? Probably this one. I guess it really didn't matter. And then we play this. And then we go face. I mean, Reckless Fury does do infinite damage. He's also at 8 life. Like, we now don't have a way through Void Lord, but I feel like that's a good silence. The reason I silenced, so let's talk about this. So this one goes back to a 4/6, but I silenced this one and not this one because if I don't silence a 3/3, he can just kill it on the 3/6. Whereas like this way, he at least has to work for it, right? He like Hellfires or something, and then he makes a bunch of 8/8s, and then I Reckless Fury, and then he gets mad, and then we move on. Like, you losing the armor is going to be unfortunate, but yep. See, there's the Hellfire. We knew that was coming. Now he's at 5 life. Then he trades in this into here. He trades this one into here. Gets 2 8/8s. Not that worried about it. We could play Baku if we want to. It'd be really nice if we could Shield Slam face. Ooh, wouldn't that be sick? Ooh, ooh. So one of the things about Reckless Fury that I really like are like situations like this. Wait, what on earth is he doing? Okay, I was gonna say he's just, that's not right. Situations like this I really like about Reckless Fury because if we don't do anything, we're just gonna lose the armor anyway, right? He hits us from 16 down to nothing, so like there's no downside to playing Fury here. We could also play Baku if we want to, but I think it's better just to Fury. Play Worgen, armor back up, and like you don't really lose the armor that much anyway. Like, the armor will come back. I think that's something else that I think is so cool about this build is, like, being able to just hit this for 4. Like, tank up is... I don't know if you guys remember this. I don't know if you guys were around when I was covering TGT. That was a couple of years ago now. Jesus. But during TGT, I said that Justicar Trueheart was going to be the best card out of TGT. Oh, nice. Wow, that is a good card. I really wish we had a way to... That's a really good card. I wonder if I could... How could I... Anyway, when I was covering TGT and doing my breakdown for it, I said that Justicar Trueheart was going to be the best card in the set. That ended up not being true. We'll take another hatchling here, I think. We could take a Direhorn, but we'll just go Fatigue. Fatigue, Fatigue, Fatigue. I said in the TGT breakdown that Justicar Trueheart was going to be the best, and my justification for that was that because 4 armor on a warrior card or on the hero power is insane. It's absolutely insane. It's nutty to be able to do that. Darius, thank you for showing up and being absolutely useless. We could just play Darius here, but I think I'd rather do this for the Reckless Fury just in case we need it. And we can use Darius to kill one of these as well, like if we really need to. We can like Shield Slam one and then play Darius and kill something. Oh no, he Spellbreakered it. So we're winning in Fatigue by approximately 1 billion. We can just play Baku next turn if we want to. Like, our armor doesn't matter.
I will silence
Like, we'll eventually draw into our second shield block, and then we'll just Reckless Fury him back into the Stone Age. But yeah, because the ability to do this is just so powerful that, like, at the end of the day, when you think about how strong this kind of effect is, it's really insane. And being able to have it for the entire game is very, very, very powerful. And something that I really enjoy. It's just fun, too. It's like a good time. Okay, Spirit Singer, no one thinks you're going to live. Also, like, what could he possibly be Spirit Singering that I care about here? Nothing. We can do the old Whirlwind. Whirlwind Mosh is, like, it's pretty good. And we're going to do that, actually. So we're going to go here. I guess we can go, it doesn't really matter which way we do it, right? We go, if we had armor, we could Shield Slam. So we go 7 here, here. Yeah, Whirlwind Mosh is not bad. I think King Mosh is one of those cards that hasn't seen a ton of play over the course that it's been standard yet, obviously. But it's just a really good tool. Really good tool to have. There's Blood Reaver Gul'dan, which we expected, which is why we have the Fury. Now I'm hoping that we can... Okay, we got 2 Void Lords. We can't kill both of them, but we can kill one of them. Mind Control Tech? That's an interesting one. What if we... No, we can't do that. I was going to say, what if we... Okay, so we go here. And do we just MCT? We can like MCT and Crowley. Crowley first. Then just roll, snatch up the Void Lord, call it even. That's what I'm talking about, baby. RNGesus taketh, RNGesus giveth away. And we still have this on the back end. Our opponent's only at 10 life. He has to control the board now. We're in pretty good shape. We have 13 cards. He has 4. Pretty good. And he can't attack our face. And I think this is still the most important thing to realize when dealing with... Yeah, you have to kill that. I really wish we could Fury for 3. That is what I wish. But one of the things you have to factor in when breaking down like these matchups is that he just can't attack our face. That's a huge deal. And we can afford to draw here. Definitely. Town Crier does nothing. Or we have, I think we can Crier here. Yeah, we have one more Rabid Worgen. Couldn't remember. So we do this. If we do this, I guess it doesn't matter. He's going to defile us anyway. Obviously not attacking here, just in case he only has a Hellfire. Want him to take the damage. We did draw 2 cards there. I don't know how much that's going to end up mattering. We have a pack in our deck as well. This feels so good. Like, I can't explain to you. Oh, come on. Don't be that guy. It's really hard to explain how good it feels to play this deck. It feels like just classic old school Control Warrior where you have all these cards, you have this awesome rush package, you've got the owls, you've got AoE, you've got shield slams. I mean, you're just doing... Gotta put up with this nonsense. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... So, 1, 2, 3... I mean... We're just gonna run into that, right? Like, we just shield slam this. Then we do this. Basically takes away one of his Void Lords. Then we do this. We take away the other one. We play Harrison. We armor up. No, we don't even armor up. We're tanking up, boys. And girls. We are tanking up hard. Our opponent has 2 cards left. We have 9. We are in really nice shape. We have AoE. We still have a Void Lord. He can't actually do anything to us. And we have a Whirlwind that's not really that useful, but we do have that pack. And the pack will probably win us the game anyway. If he's going to use AoE, it's going to anything that kills this is going to kill all of these as well, which is really good. He doesn't have N'Zoth because N'Zoth is no longer in Standard. I assume this is going to be a Defile, which is completely fine. Lord Godfrey, same thing. So we're just waiting on the pack at this point. Baron Geddon is not terrible either. We could play Geddon here just to force him to do something with Godfrey. But I don't think we need to do that. I think we're kind of chilling right now. He hits us for 7 a turn, which is a little more concerning, but I want to see if he has any other minions. Also, like, Reckless Fury is going to lose us our armor, so always important to think about. There's the Doomguard. Cool. And now we can armor up and get rid of all this nonsense. Hear ye, hear ye. Those are gone. 7 cards left in our deck. That's a Defile. That's a Defile. And we won the game because there's no way he can kill us now. And that is exactly what our hero power does. Phase Manipulator, you would have been nice, but also not needed at all. And it's literally, he can't do damage to us. It's impossible. I don't know why he's playing this out. I respect it, but I don't know why he's doing it. Ooh, we also have Gorehowl. Let's go Gorehowl in, shall we? We're not gonna attack with Gorehowl yet. We can wait, but we will Gorehowl his face. Yep, chomp chomp. Give me that sweet Direhorn Matriarch. Or an Ungoro pack, I'll take it. Legendary?
Whoa, legendary.
We did get a legendary. It's not the one I wanted, but... That's not the card I want. Let's armor up. I guess we can do this. I'm sorry you guys have to see this. This game is over. I don't... Okay, there we go. Now we're starting to get to the end of it. Oh, my bad. He takes more fatigue. I mean, it's just such a well-built deck. It just targets so well. I think, like I said, there are definitely different changes you can make to it. There's different things you can do. But in the current meta, like, being able to play these kind of longer fatigue games is really nice. So we are 1-0, and Battle Frog seem to have liked that. I will see you guys for game number 2. Alright guys, we are back for game number 2. Yeah, Reckless Fury is very good. Reckless Fury is a card, at the very worst, because of your hero power, it is a 3-mana Flame Strike. I want you to think about that for a minute. And at the very best, it is a 450,000 damage AoE spell that just ruins people's days. Also, I love that Gorehowl is in this deck. Going up against Druid, a lot of Druids are playing Spiteful Druid right now. And you really want to be able to hit their Greedy Sprite with a Silence. So we're actually going to keep the Owl. Being able to take them off of 1 mana is very important, I think. I believe, at least. Because it stops them from getting a turn 5 Spiteful Summoner as opposed to a turn 6 Spiteful Summoner. That's a huge difference. Especially when considering things like Shield Slam, which is right here. Yeah, this deck is... I really like this evolution these control decks have kind of taken. So our opponent didn't do anything turn 1, which means he might be Taunt Druid. If he is, I think it's an unwinnable matchup, but... Okay, what do you got here?
The rage.
Oh no, it's definitely not Taunt Druid. No. It is definitely not Taunt Druid. So we're just going to armor up. There's no reason to shield block here. We can use that with this later on for his... So this is a quick rule of Control Warrior. You never want to use shield block in games where you're going to need a lot of armor.
The rage. It
Okay.
me.
Oh no, he has 2 4s. Like, literally those together don't even do more damage. So, like, we have Reckless Fury in our deck, right? We've got Shield Slams. We can just hit this button as much as we want. If we use this now, and then let's say he does a lot of damage to us throughout the game, there might be a time in the game where we need 9 armor, 5 plus 4 with a Reckless Fury. If we give this up now, we give away that opportunity. Now, we do have 2 shield blocks, so we could hypothetically use one, but once again, no point in doing that. He's putting on literally no pressure right now, and we can use Darius Crowley to knock down one of these. I think the Rush package is very interesting as well. It's something that I'm not sure I'm in love with, but it is something that I think is very cool. Okay, you have a Glacial Shard. Darius is probably just going to die here, but at the same time, like, we don't really care if Darius dies or not. Darius is going to at least attract some attention, which is why he's here. Defend Gilneas. Yeah, so he trades out, like, if our opponent uses both of these to kill Darius Crowley, Darius just 3 for 1 to our opponent.
Mushroom power.
Whatever, Mushroom Power. Sure. So we have options. We can owl this, which is not a bad owl. And we can like owl town crier armor up. It's pretty good. And then next turn we can go shield block into shield slam, which is potentially going to be really nice against a potential spiteful summoner target. Pull ourselves a Rabid Worgen. I really like control decks that can fight on the board, and that's kind of what this deck feels like. So he plays Spiteful Summoner this turn. We go bam, bam, bam. If he hits Tyranitar, we lose. Like, I don't know. But if he doesn't hit Tyranitar, we're going to be in pretty good shape. Yep. We could even, if he hits like a, what's that dragon called? The 8/8 dragon. Or if he hits a giant or something. 7/14. Well, luckily for us, we can... Ooh, baby. Oh, don't do it to me like that. Oh, I kind of like that more. Although we might want to save this for Tyranitar should he get it. Although we also have the opportunity to play a really big Reckless Fury later in this game. With the double shield blocks. So we can so like this is 6, 7, 8, and then we can... So we can't do both of those and Reckless Fury. So we can go these and Reckless Fury, which is 10 to everything. We play Big Game Hunter right now. We kill this. We armor up. And we still have the Shield Slam as well. We also are playing towards King Mosh if we can find ourselves a Whirlwind at some point. Yeah, I don't mind this. I'm really not sure if this is the right play. But because we've been saving the shield blocks for the Reckless play later on in the game, I think that's okay. As long as he doesn't have a Cobalt guard, or what's that card called? Scalebane. I think we'll be alright. Okay, another Fungalmancer. Just trying to put on pressure, which I respect. We can use Rabid Worgen to kill the 2/2 if we want to. We can actually do a lot of stuff. We can... Well, there's our Brawl. We didn't see either Brawl last game, also worth noting. So we can just do this. We could armor up and kill. I think that's probably a pretty good play. We could have killed it off with Mosh, but I really want to save Mosh for a Whirlwind. Another Spiteful Summoner, sure. So, an 8/8 is what we're hoping for. Yeah, I got the 8/8. So, now we can go ahead and Reckless Fury, which is better than Brawl in this situation because everything on the board is big. We'd rather Brawl when most things on the board are small, right? So let's go ahead and do this. And we don't even need to use both shield blocks, which is really nice. Ooh, or we can just wait. So this is 8. This is 10 plus 8 is 18. I think it's better just to get rid of the board here. We do have the option of Whirlwind into Mosh, which is always going to be nice. Yeah, there's the Cobalt Scalebane. That's what I was really worried about. Okay, so he's playing 2... So we could just tempo Mosh here if we wanted to. I don't know how good that is, though. I think we can wait a turn. Just in case he has Ultimate Infestation as well. Like, I think it'd be better to hold out a turn. Which means we play Baku, we take 9, 10. I mean, he's not going to kill us. So we can just play Baku here. We can also play Town Crier, which is nice. Thins our deck. Makes it so we're not drawing Rabid Worgens off the top. He's probably just going to trade this into here and then use Ultimate Infestation, but that's fine. We get to kill the 5/5 for ostensibly free with the Whirlwind Mosh combo, which will take care of everything. If he doesn't have an Ultimate Infestation, we are going to run him over. If he plays like more minions and we don't have an ultimate, he doesn't have an ultimate, like this is one of the best hard clears in the meta right now. He's already used both Fungalmancers. He's used a Cobalt. These are the tools. He's used both Spiteful Summoners as well. These are the tools that Druid uses to beat Warrior, right? Yeah, that's fine. We don't care about that. So he's just going all face here. That's an interesting strategy. And not a very good one on his part. Because now we can... Oh, I don't like that play at all on my opponent's part. Now we can keep Baku alive. We can play this, Reckless Fury, kill everything except for Baku, and then go face. Which I quite like. The problem is that if he does have an ultimate infestation, we're putting ourselves in a position where he can kill this, whereas if we go the other route, we go Whirlwind into King Mosh, then our opponent can't kill King Mosh with an ultimate, which maybe is the best play. I hate to lose Baku here, but this is probably the better play. So he can pressure our face a little bit. Some of these decks do run Leroy, but like Infestation can't kill this, which is very important. That is like very, very important. Okay. So he's just refilling the board. We don't really care about that. We can go hit and then play Rabid Worgen. And Stonehill Defender. Nice to see you. Kill, kill, Stonehill. Witchwood Grizzly is not bad, but I think Stubborn... No, because Gastropod just dies to his hero power, right? But if we play Gastropod... Oh no, it just dies to the 3-1. We'll play the Tarlord. It's the biggest thing. We play the Tarlord, that's going to shut him down for a while. Even if he has ultimate for this, like, Tarlord kills like everything he has. Now, he could be running Spellbreakers. Probably is. I don't think we've seen one yet this game. There's the ultimate. We knew he was saving that for many reasons, but mainly because, like, he seems to be a very good player. He seems to be playing around everything that he should be playing around, like, pretty concisely. So he almost definitely has a Spellbreaker. So we can go Whirlwind here. 3 Whirlwind or Giant Tarlord, gain some armor. Now we're in a position where we want to be able to brawl. Like, I'm just scared of Leroy, which is like the only thing right now that's really got me kind of like nervous, is like he Spellbreakers this and then he opens us up to Leroy. Once again, his hero power can't touch ours. Oh no, it's a Crypt Lord. Although I will say some of these decks do run Void, whatever that card's called, that flips the attack and health. I don't know what it's called, but that is something that could be a concern as the game goes on. We could also brawl this, but I really don't think... I'm gonna just Stonehill here. It's probably better. I guess Tar Creeper's better because it saves us a little bit of... Yeah, if he's running the one that swaps attack and health, that could be an issue. I don't know what that card is called.
Your magic shall
Yeah, there's Spellbreaker. We knew that was coming. This sets up the Brawl really nicely as well. Or the Reckless Fury. I mean, maybe we want a Reckless Fury of this. I don't know. I think we probably want to Brawl, though, because this has 12 health, which is always a little bit concerning. So we play the Brawl. Hopefully anything that isn't this lives. And then I'm just nervous about the 12 health, because it can't... If you can find a way to buff that or something, you know, that can always be a little tricky. MCT is a good card as well, but we can save that. I guess we run into this twice, just in case. Oh, that died, so... And he has a 2-3. Whatever. We're still at 18 life. We are going to draw again, which... a little nerve-wracking. I think it's at the point in the game also where he's probably not going to be playing another Ultimate Infestation, because it would just draw him to Fatigue, which is not where our opponent wants to be. Elise, you are a good card. So we could clean this board up if we want to. We play Reckless Fury, we play Elise, and then we armor back up. And that's pretty good. It also gives us something to do on the board, and then we can use shield block next turn. Seems really good, actually. So we Fury this down. We play Elise. We get our armor back immediately. The jungle just hides so many secrets, you know. It's hard to keep up with all the secrets the jungle hides. So our opponent has 5 cards left. We have to assume he's not Ultimate Infestationing, because that is just a way for him to lose the game. Glacial Shard, okay. Play one more minion. Is he playing around Mind Control tech? He definitely is, which is super annoying. So this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Gorehal, you're really good, but I don't think you're good enough here. Because that thing has 9 health. Yeah, we're just watching out for Leroy at this point. He can't kill us with Leroy, for the record. If you're keeping track of that. So he doesn't have the one that switches tag and health. Which is just all I'm concerned about at this point. He's putting on a lot of pressure, though. If we can MCT one of these cards, that would be really cool. That would be really cool. Oh, come on. What is that? Okay, so do we want to brawl or do we want to MCT? Or we MCT and then brawl. Which gives us the highest chance of winning the brawl. If we take this... Oh my god. It's exactly how I wrote it up. Can we afford to take the damage? I don't think there's any reason to take the damage. He's out of... Golden Legendary, that's what I'm talking about. We don't want to play the Glimmer Root. He has one more MCT left, we know that. Because he played one of them off of his Keleseth. Also, we couldn't take the damage because then we just died to Ultimate Infestation, which I didn't even think about. But there's Leroy. There is Leroy. What did I say? What did I say? Oh my god, the combos. Oh my god! Are you kidding me? RNG giveth, RNG taketh away. Unbelievable. He made the play he needed to make. And he took the, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, the 1 in 5. We hit the 1 in 4 and he hit the 1 in 5. Just a little bit luckier than us. Dang. That was a perfectly played game against a Spiteful Druid. Ignore the fact that I lost. That was completely out of my control. But in terms of playing Control Warrior against Spiteful Druid, I have to say myself, that was a perfectly played game. Just to the T, ran him out of resources. You kind of saw how I was guessing his cards. He's going to play Kobold, he's going to Spiteful Summoner. Here we use the Brawl, here we use the Fury. Here's how we get minions out ahead of him. And we got him down to a prayer, which unfortunately for us was answered. But either way, we are 1-1. I'm counting that one as a win just because it was played that well. We are 2-0. I'll see you guys for game number 3. Oh my god. That loss felt horrible. But whatever. I mean, we took the taunt in the first place. He got it back. Really, the only way for him to win that game, I suppose, was to do that. He made the play. He took the chance. He got it. We're actually going to keep Gluttonous Ooze here. Get rid of these. We could hard mulligan for AoE. Most Paladins I've seen have been even Paladins. It seems to be the more popular flair of Paladin.
None will survive.
Yep. And Greymane? No, Baku Paladin. It's been a while since I've seen a Baku Paladin. Reckless Fury is incredibly good in this matchup. So this is going to be one of our trickier matchups. It's not correct. I promise you what he just did was not correct. People use the coin so frivolously. for no reason. Like, I love the by the way, I love the Reckless Fury off of just one tank up. Kills everything on our opponent's board. Okay, he had a Blessing of Might. I guess that makes a little more sense. Oh, Brawl. It's very nice. We can take, I mean, basically the 4 damage isn't happening to us, which is really cool. And we don't mind burning a Brawl just to kill the 4-1, because this is going to be annoying at some point. Ooh, we can Gluttonous Ooze that. I don't mind that at all. We can Gluttonous Ooze that if we want to, and just take, I guess we can also wait. Town Crier is pretty good. Ooze gets us a body on the board, which I also like quite a bit. It makes our, and it gains us some life. But it makes our Brawl a little bit better. He hasn't used his hero power at all yet, which is interesting. It's a pretty good play on his part. Raid Leader. That's not correct. So now we have a choice if we want to Brawl here. We are taking a lot of damage from the 6-1, but it's a... I don't know. I think it's better just to do this. Like, we don't have a Shield Slam or anything, but the Brawl was a 1 in 3. I need him to use his hero power before we Brawl, or... Okay, there we go. Very nice. So now we have a couple options. We can... Ooh, we can Town Crier Brawl. Hear ye, hear ye. Town Crier has a lot of utility in this deck. I really... Okay. 2/5's not going to do anything to us. And we also have the big bad Geddon coming down at some point.
Reporting for duty. Handle it.
We can actually, if we want to, we can just get in here. These deck, ooh. This is also an interesting play. If we play Geddon, we go down to 11. Our opponent hits us down to 9. He's probably playing Leroy since he's playing Blessing of Might. Leroy Blessing of Might does kill us. I also want to get cards out of our hand, I suppose. So we can go, this is 3, 4, 5. We could Mind Control deck. Like MCT, see what we take. And then Armor Up Shield Slam, like maybe. We want to get cards out of our hand, because we want to play around Divine Favor. We're just playing around Leroy. Vine Cleaver, okay, we're going to obviously Harrison Jones that.
Reporting for duty.
Okay, so we can trade here, Harrison Jones, the Vine Cleaver. The problem with Harrison, of course, is that it draws us cards, which maybe we still need to kill that.
That belongs in a museum.
I'm not a huge fan of that play, but we have to do it.
Out of my jungle.
I think Wax Elemental is actually the best card here. We're not really worried about going into Fatigue. And this is just a Taunt Divine Shield, which is really good against, like, Leroy. It's mainly good against Leroy. He also has an Owl somewhere in his deck. Another Vine Cleaver? Boo. That's okay. We have the Whirlwind. We can actually Whirlwind now. Which I really like. We can Whirlwind, Armor Up, and Shield Slam, which I think is actually the best play. Then we can play Elise, or we can play Stonehill. I think Stonehill's fine. We don't need to play Elise yet. Stake it on. We're getting some cards out of our hand. Our opponent still has a lot of cards. He's going to Divine Favor for quite a bit. But using that Whirlwind there was pretty nice, especially because it sets up Baron Geddon. So this is the card that is going to give us the most trouble in this matchup, like consistently, because it's the only way that our opponent can get, what's it called? It's the only way our opponent can get, what is that card called? You know what card I'm talking about. Sunkeeper Tarim. And that is a card that we need to watch out for. So if we can play Geddon now. Play Geddon, armor up, kill all the 1/1s. Seems good to me. If he does have Tarim, he can tear him down Geddon, which is a little annoying. But I think our other alternative is pretty weak, which is Elise and Stegadon. I think it's better to play Geddon here. Like, at the end of the day, we always have access to Reckless Fury. We also have access to Reckless Fury and Stegadon in the same turn, which is really nice. He's also out of Blessing of Mites, which is really good for us. And all are just going to keep continuing to burn. And if he didn't get Tarim, he needs an Owl. And like an Owl on Geddon is not the way you want to be using an Owl. He could have also gotten Tyrion, I suppose. We have used both of our weapon removals. I don't know if these decks normally run Vinecleaver. I guess they do. Or I meant double Vinecleaver. I haven't really seen double Vinecleaver, but I guess it exists. Perfect. He leveled up, which is exactly what we wanted. We just do this. And then we just do this. I think this is better. It sucks that we lost Geddon there. I wish we had less armor, but sometimes you can't afford Baka the Moon Eater. It's a large card. It's also dead. Do we want to use King Mosh here? Maybe it's better just to do this. Because now we're threatening, like, a lot of damage. And he only has Leroy left in terms of burst. And if he runs into here, like, we can Mosh if we want to. He's used both Blessing of Mites. I guess he has one more weapon. He has one more unidentified Maul. Righteous Protector is boring. Sure. Okay. This is going to shock my opponent, but I don't actually care about that. So we can Mosh here. Kill that. Double trade into this. Yep, seems fine. Or we can double trade into this. Killing this is better. Killing this is better. They're both the same thing. Better to kill this. I guess Fungalmancer is technically burst. But we have the Owl as well, and we're threatening, like, just massive chunks of damage at this point. We don't... Oh, that's what he got off of... Okay. I was going to say we don't know what he got off of Stonehill, but we do. He got the weird lifesteal guy, which means he got a really terrible bid there. So we go Hoot Hoot. Hit him in the face for a bunch, and then we just Reckless Fury for 1. Seems really good. Oh god, I love the flexibility of Reckless Fury. It's such a good card. Also, he needs double taunts out of his hand to win this game. Or 3 taunts. He needs 3 taunts. Oh my god, does he have that plus level up? That would be pretty annoying. We'd still win. Like, this game is over, but he put up a pretty good fight. He did have the level ups. That's annoying. Is that game? That is game. We'll kill him for Baku for the exact lethal. Hoot hoot. So we did it. We are 2-1, but we're 3-0. Same thing. I will see you guys for game number 4. Only game number 4. You believe that? That is crazy. Control Warrior takes a while, but also having a blast. I said that. I love Control Warrior games, and I'm loving this deck.
Versus Arthas.
Have we fallen low enough where we're just playing against a lot of paladins? Maybe. Stonehill Defender is really nice. Whirlwind is really good. Shield Block is actually also really good because if we draw a... Ah, Harrison, welcome to the party. The last guy we played against was doing really well. Did you notice that in the early points of the game, he was not using his hero power, which was really, really nice on his part because he was putting on pressure. He was putting on pressure in a way where AoE didn't matter, right? His, like, he had, like I didn't even brawl because he had 3 minions out. Why am I going to brawl 3 minions? But then he started to get careless. He played too many minions in AoE a couple times. He fell by the wayside when he really shouldn't have, and he didn't need to. Also, when you can gain 4 armor a turn and you see your opponent play a turn 1/1/2, it feels so good. So I think we actually coin out Stonehill here. Stonehill's pretty good against this board. And then, of course, we can always do this later on. We just take another Stonehill. Rotten Apple Bomb is pretty good, too. For the healing, which I kind of like. But I think we just take another Stonehill. We don't have that many good taunt options. An Owl is going to owl down a lot of things. So just being able to play a second Stonehill on turn 3, and then we can go a Town Crier into Rabid Worgen on turn 4. That's pretty good. He's playing Blessing of Might as well. Okay, Arcurus Veteran. So we could Whirlwind here if we want to. I don't think this is a good use of a Whirlwind. Like, we just have another Stonehill. He can't play any buffs because they're all even, so... Out of my jungle indeed. I guess we take the Tarlord. It's probably going to get owled, but even if it gets owled, a 111 trades really favorably. He doesn't have the coin, does he? No, he doesn't. Okay. I needed to make sure that he wasn't setting up like some huge turn that I ignored. I don't know why they play this card. I'm sorry, but Corridor Creeper sucks. It's really, really, really bad in the current, like, decks. Like, I'm sorry, it isn't good. We have to do that because we can't just instantly lose the game to a level up. This card, it's a 2/5. Like, I don't care if you play a 0 mana 2/5. A 0 mana 2/5 doesn't inherently do anything. We're just going to Darius Crowley, I think. That's a pretty good Crowley. We just Crowley the 2/3 down. Even if he plays level up, we have double Reckless Fury now. Like, Jesus. One of the things I also really like about Darius Crowley is he makes your opponent answer him immediately, which is not something that, like, is to be understated. Like, our opponent has to kill Crowley right now. If Crowley doesn't die here, like, he just goes up and up and up and up. Okay, so he is gonna do a, what's it called? And he has to trade in one of his level ups. Like, you don't want to be doing that if you're my opponent. That just doesn't feel good. Right? So we can Reckless Fury this board. I don't think we need to. We have a Worgen here. Getting rid of a Reckless Fury, or whatever it's called, without actually having level up, without actually having to use AoE. It's pretty nice. Raid leader, fine. So we'll play this to test for an owl. Get the old Tarlord going. He probably has an owl, but that's totally okay. We're not taking that much damage, and we also have this in reserves. Oh, another level up. Cool. He's going to Divine Favor here. Nope. Pure. Oh. Blah. Oh, but he can't. He doesn't have an owl. Okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Oh yes, by all means. Everything in. Everything in. Just do it. Come on, more stuff. That is kind of unfortunate, but we're gonna have to use a Fury here because we're just gonna take too much damage. Ooh, da-ba-da.
Engaging TC-130 until dislocated.
That's the one we took. Nah. So this is 6, 7, 8, 13. So we do need to armor up here. We could Fury, but I think we can wait one turn on the Fury. We're not dying next turn. At least I don't think we are. And this gives us an opportunity. We can Worgen down the Divine Shield, and then we can shield block into Fury, which is pretty good. He's already used both level ups, which are some of his best cards in this matchup. Stonehill Defender, how I despise you. When you're being played against me because you're so good. I really hate Stonehill in this deck. It's just such a good inclusion to the list. Being able to get Terrams and things is just... Going all face here. That can't be correct. It's really not smart, because now we can keep a raid leader around.
Listen here.
Do-do-do-do-do.
This is very hard.
Yeah, I really didn't like that attack on my opponent's part. He could have done something better than that.
Reporting for duty.
It was like, that's what he got, really? So, we're watching out for Fungalmancer and Leroy. Ooh, Baron Geddon. I think we just Geds here. It's a pretty good Geddon. I don't think our opponent has 16 burst damage out of hand. Leroy double Blessing of Might isn't even 16 burst damage.
I will side.
Baku the Moon Eater. You see that one a lot. I think we're just going to do this. We don't need the armor, and if we hit something good there, that would have been really cool.
My jungle.
Play Dark Reaper. Face, face, face. Just putting 2 taunts down just to make sure that he can't get through both. Like, even if he has... Oh, he's allying Baron Geddon. That's not good for my opponent. You never want to be allying Baron Geddon. He's still taking 7 damage to the face, and we can play King Mosh this turn
Reporting for duty.
to kill off Baku, which is really cool.
Handle it.
Yes, yes, you have a raid leader. Calm down. We could also, like... I mean, we have a lot of options here. We can go face and just Reckless Fury if we want to, but I think it's better to put on Lethal. So we hit here, play King Mosh. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, putting us to 15. Leroy double Blessing of Might is 6, plus 6 is 12, so we're still fine.
I cannot do that.
Go Gadget, Mosh. We know he didn't get Sunkeeper Terram off of that card that I can't think of, Stonehill Defender, because if he had gotten that off of Stonehill Defender, he would have... Are we going to get another... Oh, he could have gotten Terram here, though. He did get Terram here. Are you kidding me? You schweisty bastard. Ungoro does not belong to the Titans. Go away. Nobody likes you. Okay, we can't even Reckless Fury down Terram. It's so annoying. Ungoro belongs to the Titans. Hurdy-dur-her. Ugh, makes me so mad. If he has if his 3 cards in his hand are Leroy double Blessing of Might, and we lose to exact lethal off of Terram, I'm gonna flip out. Okay, cool. Don't play any more taunts. Taunts are overrated.
Behold the might of
Cool. So we still took it down. Our opponent did rip Terram, though. You do need to be careful about Sunkeeper Terram. Very important.
Aloof Neladar.
Double owl lethal in back-to-back Paladin games. That's what I like to see. We are 3-1, 4-0. And I will see you guys for game number 5. I love playing Odd Warrior. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. This deck is so fun. This is a very cool deck. Hadronox Druid, my favorite deck of the new Witchwood so far. The deck that I think is the best for climbing. This deck, close number 2. Like right below Druid in terms of just pure, unadulterated fun. Almost every priest deck I've seen has either been Mind Blast or Spiteful. If just in case it is Spiteful, we're going to keep Big Game Hunter and we're going to keep Shield Slam. Stonehill's also very good. Reckless Fury, not really that great. Hoot Hoot is pretty bad here. What's interesting about Silence right now in the current meta is that there's always a use for it. I find like every game there's a use for Silence. The last 2 games we used it to get lethal. In one of the games we turned a 4/3 Righteous Defender Protector into a 1/1. In one game, we used it in the Druid game. We used it like it's really good against Warlock. Like you're always going to find a use for the owls. And the fact that they work, especially against the best decks in the meta, that's just an added bonus. Also, if he's playing Mind Blast Priest, he like literally can't win this game. We're going to have so much armor. It's going to be like disgusting. We probably won't... okay. That makes me a little nervous. Not a huge fan of Radiant Elemental. I think we're actually going to just get rid of that right now. We see here like why the Rabid Organs are so good. The Rush package is very powerful. Being able to run... So I don't know. Let me tell you youngins a story. I don't know if you guys remember. But back in the day, when Hearthstone was just a little baby Hearthstone, Control Warrior used to run Kor'kron Elites to pressure other control decks right out of the game. And to control the board and to pace against aggro and mid-range decks. It's been a long time since then, but that is exactly what the Rush package does. It provides you a way to bump into things, and like we got to kill a 2/3 without having to use a Shield Slam, which is what I was going to do when I first saw it. I was like, oh no, we should probably tank up Shield Slam that, but we don't need to because we have this. Okay, so our opponent still could be Control. He guessed right. Okay, Powered Shield, don't really care about that much. We're just going to play another Defender. This is the best one. We haven't gained any armor yet, but I need to figure out what kind of deck he is. If he's playing like a Mind Blast deck, we're going to need a lot of armor. I don't think he's playing a Spiteful deck, although this is a Spiteful card, but Spiteful decks don't run, obviously. Oh, he also played a Shadow Visions. Of course he's not playing a Spiteful deck. So he's probably playing the Mind Blast deck, so we do want to start hitting the button, but like we're also not really in that big of a hurry. He can't Alexstrasza us till turn 9 anyway.
What is Elun's will?
Our BGH is pretty useless now, but this is also a game where we're not going to be using Reckless Fury. Like, you need as much armor as you possibly can get, because the win condition of the game is just to run our opponent into oblivion, right? Play a Cleric. Do it. I know you want to play a Cleric. Heal. Draw cards. What is that? Alright, well he is drawing cards. That's always good for us. Anytime our opponent is drawing cards, we are happy. That is just a general rule. Okay, Elise.
This jungle hides many secrets.
We have no reason to armor up yet. Like, we should be gaining armor, but we're also not under any pressure. I mean, we're going to be at 15 life anyway from Alexstrasza, you have to assume. I'd rather play the 5/5 now while we can. We have a really nice curve too. Like we can play Gem-Studded Golem, we can play Ornery Direhorn. Like Elise also trades really favorably with this and this. I don't mind. My opponent is at 19 cards. We're at 22. I don't want him to draw too much, but at the same time, I don't really care about him drawing all that much. He's already used one Shadow Visions. We have to assume that was used for a Mind Blast. So that means that our opponent is going to have access to 3 Mind Blasts this game, which is going to give him 19 damage off an Alexstrasza. And we're just going to start armor. Yeah, okay, he's definitely... We know what our opponent's up to. We're just going to start armoring up pretty soon here, but we don't need to just yet. We can owl this. I guess we want to stop him from drawing cards, but like that's... He's drawn enough cards ahead of us now. Little hoot hoot action, which I always like. Once again, finding uses for the owl. The owls, there's just silence targets everywhere. That's raining from the sky in this meta. There's a silence target. There's a silence target. It's pretty insane, actually, how many silence targets there are in the current meta. So we have Golem, we have Direhorn. Both of these die to Anduin, who comes down next turn, so I don't think we're playing either of these. Just don't really see a need for it. Our opponent could, like, worm this down, which I don't really care about.
This jungle hides many secrets.
There's the Elise. So I guess we can trade here. And then play Gem-Studded Golem or Direhorn. I really don't think this is such a good trade. We're going to take it. I guess we Direhorn. Duh. Ooh. Actually, I don't know which one I want more. This is really good, but it just trades with Elise. But I guess that's kind of the point, right? I mean, if his plan is to play Anduin anyway... Also, Anduin is another card that like can't touch this hero power. This protects our Elise as well, so it forces him to trade here. And then we can go like, Secret Elise, kill your other card, whatever it is. I don't know what it is. But like, this is going to kill the next thing that he plays. So we 2-for-1 the Elise, gain more armor, play a Gem-Studded Golem. Like, we're in good shape. Just got to keep gaining armor, which we just have not done this game. We haven't had a chance to. We've been fighting for the board. Which is weird, but one of the reasons why I like this deck. Stupid Curious Limaroot. Guess wrong. Guess wrong. They never guess wrong. They never guess wrong. Maybe it was like a shield slam. That'd be cool. I actually didn't know they ran that card. So obviously we just killed a 5/5.
Aloof Neladar.
Like we could have owled that or something, but there's really no reason to do that. We do want to be careful here, though. It is very easy for our opponent to get ahead of us in this position. If he can find a way to easily kill the 5/9, I don't think they run death or anything, do they? Maybe they do. If he runs death and then, like, kills something else and then goes face with both of these, like, it's very easy for him to pressure us into Alexstrasza, which would put us into a corner. If he plays, like, Shadow Reaper here, kills his own guy, like, we don't care.
I bring life.
There's Alexstrasza. We knew she was coming. Luckily for us, we got the beast in our sights.
I've got the beast in my sight.
Sometimes you just have to have the beast in your sights. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes it's like, oh my god, there's a beast. Probably got to get in my sights. Not a card I would normally run, but we have no execute. And without execute, you got to make do with what you got.
What is Elun's will.
What is Elun's will? So if he can't kill this, I think he runs Dustbreaker. He just trades here, plays Dustbreaker. We move on. I don't mind that. We just armor up. Yep, there's the trade. Top decked it. Interesting. Gorehowl, by the way, is one of the best cards for us in this matchup. God, do I call him or do I call him? He probably has weapon removal, I would imagine. Most decks run weapon removal these days. But, Lokesea, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like, if this Gorehouse sticks around for a couple turns, like, Primordial Drak. We could just play Baku here. Ooh, or we could do that. So we are at 26. Just keep killing his stuff. So we have 5 on Gorehowl, which is pretty nice. We've got Baron Geddon going, which is really nice. We also have Whirlwinds in our deck for King Mosh. I want to play Baku at some point. I just don't want to give him a really good Anduin. Like, we can't play Baku with Baron on the board. It's too much Anduin value. We don't want to do that. Like, and we have no problem sitting back and doing nothing. Like, if our opponent doesn't play anything or doesn't want to play into Baron Geddon, or just plays like a weak minion, we can just Gorehowl and armor up. Like, we can do that for a while.
What is Elun's
Twilight Acolyte, sure.
As the witch commands.
Wormguard. What is that nonsense? Wormguard, you say? Do we want to owl the 7/4? I guess that's the question we're asking ourselves. We could brawl here, see what comes out on top. We're not going to be able to use all these brawls anyway. We could also do this. Knock into here. Play the Moshter. Then we go 15, 4, 19. He doesn't have Shadow Reaper Anduin. But I also don't want to take the damage if we don't have to. So maybe it's better that we just brawl, and then if this lives, we just owl it. I think it's better. And we'll play this first to make the brawl even better for us. Like, we're not going to get that much use out of the brawls anyway this game. Wormguard lived. I suppose that's fine. We just armor up. But yeah. So he's taking away our hero power currently. We're just waiting on a Whirlwind. Whirlwind Mosh is also just insane. He also might take the bait and play like into the second brawl, which would be kind of cool. But he needs to become Shadow Reaper to threaten lethal in the first place. He just seems he hasn't drawn Shadow Reaper yet. I think he would have become Shadow Reaper instead of playing the Twilight Acolyte that last turn. Just because it makes more sense. It puts on more pressure. It kills our Geddon anyway. Like, the fact that he made the Wormguard play lets me know that he doesn't have Shadow Reaper in hand, that he's trying to put on pressure and trying to be aggressive.
I wonder.
And just doesn't really have the means to. Lyra the Sun Shard, okay. Oh no. It's the... What? Okay. That makes a lot more sense. Oh, come on. Oh no, he has that from Belize. Okay, for some reason I thought he randomly generated that. That is really bad for us. That is, of course, not good. He got the Inner Fire. That's what I was hoping wouldn't happen. He got the Inner Fire. That stinks so badly. Oh, he got the Inner Fire. Black. Black. A triple mind blast is exact lethal now, which really sucks. That just didn't feel good. Did not feel good. If we die to triple mind blast, I'm gonna be really upset.
I wonder.
Mind control? I'm pretty sure that this card has... You get to attack my face with that. I'm almost positive. I don't know, though. It's weird that he's running mind control. Was that created by Lyra? It was. Of course it was. So he plays Shadow Reaper here, shoots us down to 10. We armor up. He has to play Shadow Reaper. We armor up. We can still get a shield block. Oh my Jesus. That's what we're doing. I mean,
Ash to ash.
okay. I guess that makes a little more sense. We just play the Dire and Hatchling here. We're not really worried about a 2-5. I really want to play Baku, but we need to start gaining our armor back up. Because he is going to Mind Blast us eventually. I think he's playing the Mind Blast deck. So we need to start getting that armor back up. If we can, I'm pretty sure we have shield block left. We may even have 2. I can't remember. But let me check my invisible deck tracker. Okay, it looks like we have 1 left. If we can get that 1 shield block, I'm in pretty good shape. Is he running like an Inner Fire deck? That'd be kind of scary. He already played a Power Word Shield this game, didn't he?
Is someone injured?
He's drawing a lot of cards, which does not make me... I mean, it makes me very nervous. Holy Fire in my face. Ooh, the 3-4. Okay. Holy Fire, the 3-4. Okay. Why did he do that? That makes me really nervous. We're doing this. I don't know why he Holy Fired the 3-4, but it makes me think that he might be running Inner Fire Divine Spirit because he's trying to clear a path. And I do not like that. Not a fan. Not a fan of that. Maybe it was a waste of a Shield Slam. I don't know.
Turtle power.
Where's my Angora pack? How come he gets all these cards? I want cards. Yep, that's Mind Blast. Harrison. This is not a bad brawl, I guess.
In your face!
Can't kill the 5-4 without face tanking it. There's no reason to... God. We're gonna lose now.
That belongs in a museum.
We're gonna lose the game to Brawl RNG, aren't we? We totally are. He's gonna kill me with Double Mind Blast from his hand. If he has Double Mind Blast in his hand and he got the Mind Blast off of this, like... Does he only have Mind Blast in his deck? That could be a problem. Powered Shield? He is running Divine Spirit. It's Divine Spirit Inner Fire. So I totally knew he was running Divine Spirit Inner Fire. Yep, I totally knew it. We need Reckless Fury now. Like, we need our Reckless Fury. We need to kill that thing immediately. Because he can just go... He took the other Divine Spirit, right? He still has Divine Spirit left in his deck. He can Divine Spirit again, putting this to 10. He has 1 left in his deck, so he has a 1 in 3 chance. It's not going to be enough.
Engaging TC-130 into dislocator.
I think we're dead. The Mind Blast that he got off of that thing is going to kill us. If we had 5 more health, would we have won this game? We would be at 24. 5, yeah. We would have been fine. And then we could have maybe Reckless. I mean, we're still probably dead if we're going to be completely honest. Unless he didn't draw the other Divine Spirit and he only has 1. Then he only has 1, he has 10, and then we can go 1, 3, 4. We're still probably dead. This is just not a good look.
I wonder.
Is he slow rolling us, or like am I losing my mind? Maybe he'll AFK. Maybe he did AFK. Really? Okay.
Who are you?
Almost out of cards.
This is how this game is going to end. I mean, obviously we're not re-recording it. This is a 22-minute game. Oh, no, we're still dead. We're still dead. Well, how about that? What do you think of that, Tyranitus?
I am out of cards.
He got Tyranitus off the pack, really? Ugh, 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 ugh. You can't target that. I know you want to. Oh no, Wormguard. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Trouble brewing. Not good. Not good. Should have saved the owl. Oh dear Jesus. My opponent had just a really good Ungoro pack, I guess.
Listen here.
We're dead. Alright, well, at the end of the day, we lost to... yeah, at the end of the day, we lost to an Ungoro pack, and we lost to a 1 in 5 off of a Mind Control tech, which is the sign of a good deck. Anytime you lose only because of RNG, your deck is doing really well. And that's something I tell you guys all the time. It's something that's important to remember while you're climbing. Not only does it keep you off of tilt, but it's just a good rule when you're trying out different decks. Is this deck good? Okay, I went 2 and 5 with it. How many of those 5 losses were pure RNG? And if the answer is none, either the deck is bad or you need to get better. That happens. And if it's like 4, then the deck's probably doing pretty well. So we went 3 and 2 today, but both losses were direct results of RNG. And that's just going to happen sometimes in Hearthstone. Either way, I hope you're liking the deck. It's really fun to play. I would try this out immediately. I will probably be climbing with this next season, although I get to start from rank 4, but either way, I will be climbing back to Legend with this deck because it is that much fun. I'm Joseph Scalise. This is HearthstonePlayers.com. This is the new standard. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you're all ready for summer. I hope you're all wonderful. Life is great. Amazing. I appreciate the support endlessly. You guys just watching my videos. And I will see you all in 7 days.